Hey guys, Arden here. Welcome to Pro Singer Success Collective for today. And I have a very special guest. Her name is Coach Annie. She is one of the expert technique coaches who works under me and with our singers in the intensive training program. And I wanted her to share some of her very special mojo today on some technique hacks, some of her very favorite technique hacks that most experienced trained singers don't actually know. So one of the things that when Annie's working with the singers who comes into our program. So first of all, well, welcome, Annie. Hi.
Thank you. Hi. Thanks for bringing me to the table.
You're so welcome. I know you have so much gold to share. So let's just dive in. So what would you say is one of the things that most experienced pro singers don't realize, and if they just knew this one little hack would like make things just explode with their sound or their ease or their consistency? What would that be?
Absolutely. So many things come to mind, but one of the really, really big ones is I have this thing that I like to call the rate your energy game. Because, so many people have a lot of tools and they're using their body in a really fantastic way, but for whatever reason, either like we want it so bad, we want so badly to be good, or old habit of overworking, we can be so forceful with our energy that it can overwhelm the mechanism, that this like delicate, beautiful mechanism that makes everything go. Uh, so for me, I kind of crafted this tool to help me unlock my super high coloratura, which is this kind of a special skill. I'd already learned all these amazing tools from you, and I was using my body, and I realized, okay, I can actually phonate above a high C. Is it beautiful singing yet? No, but I can phonate above a high C, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use my tools very specifically, directing my body how I want to use it. And I realized, okay, my energy is at like a 7 or an 8 right now. What if I just dialed it to a 5? Ooh, that feels better. What if I dialed it down to a 3? Oh my gosh, it's getting so much easier to be able to do this. What if I dialed it to a 0.5? What would that feel like? And using this tool to sort of help me focus my energy allowed me to use this in the most efficient way, so that all of a sudden, not only am I singing above a high C, I'm singing E flats and feeling really great about it.
Well, I'm so curious. Is there an example that you can give when you were working with one of our singers in the intensive? And you don't have to use it by name, but somebody where they came and they were struggling with something, and this your energy tool in their technique really helped.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm thinking of a very specific person who would start a song, in a verse of a song at like a 7, which is, if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, a 7 is getting close to the end here.
And what was
And
that
so,
creating? What was that creating in their sound? Just for those
so
watching who are trying to figure
right.
out, am I doing this or am I not? How might this be showing up in my body, right?
So by the time she would get into the choruses, the parts of the song that were naturally bigger, she was like blowing herself out, and it was just so much that she had nowhere to go, absolutely nowhere to go. So by creating this awareness, asking her, okay, where's your energy at in the first place? It kind of brought her attention to where she was on that scale. And then we could experiment with, okay, how would this feel if it's not that we want you to be less, it's that we want you to find the sweet spot. Because if you're driving a car and you're cruising at like 35 miles an hour, you're not revving the engine. It doesn't work.
I mean, how many of you guys watching this find that, especially in an audition setting or in a setting where it counts, you end up just revving the engine and you just go too far, too fast, too soon?
It's so
In the
true.
chat,
And it was me. I admit it. It was me.
when you in your career as you're singing. Like, you know, Annie, you guys, Annie's performed like all over. She's performed at Carnegie Hall. She's performed at Lincoln Center. And like, you know, these are the things that when you're at that high level, those of you who are right there, you know, you're super serious about your career and you're trained in your practice, but you're not like, you haven't made it onto those stages yet. Listen to what Annie is talking about. This is what she coaches our singers on so that they can get on those stages too. You don't need to be at a 10 all the time, or even a 7 or even a 3. Like, we do so much and we don't realize that less is more. So this tool she's putting forth, rate your energy. It's going to help you to understand, are you doing too much? And it's not that we want you to be like slack and over collapse and everything, but most of you guys don't recognize that you don't need to overwork as much as you are. And by the way, if it feels like you are working hard, you probably are working hard. And I can tell you from my experience, and Annie can tell you from her experience, that when you hit the sweet spot, it doesn't feel like work. So what happened with this singer?
Oh, well, she chewed on that thought for a little while. And then I saw her about 2 weeks later, and she came in and she said, I've really been giving this my time and attention and my thoughts. And, you know, my sweet spot is like a 4.5, and I'm going to cruise in that 4.5. And she came in and it was a totally different experience. And me, as the person watching, I just sat back and enjoyed and could relax, actually, because I knew she had it.
But that's really important. That's an important point, guys, as you're watching and listening to us talk about this, which is that the audience is picking up if you're working really hard. I mean, how many times have you watched a performance? If you watch the competition shows like Idol or The Voice, like, you can see this all the time, where as an audience member, you're just kind of uncomfortable because it doesn't look or feel easy or fun for them, because they're just, and it doesn't mean they sound bad. They still might sound really good, but and as an audience member watching that singer like work so hard, it's not pleasurable or pleasant. And that may be one of the reasons why you're, you know, getting through a lot of auditions, but you're not getting the gig, or you're getting the callback, but you're not getting the gig, or you're making records and you're putting yourself out there, but nobody's really listening to them. You're not breaking through in a big way. So take this hack, rate your energy, start to understand where you are and where your sweet spot is. And if you want some support on this, we're doing a free 7-day training for serious pro singers who really want to take their game to the next level. You're out there, you're recording, you're hustling, you have a ton of training and energy, and you're invested in this game, and you're just not seeing the results of it that you want. We're doing a 7-day training called the Pro Singer Career Impact Accelerator, and it's online. It's going to be live. It's going to be hands-on training. There's going to be Q&A. There's going to be, time for you to understand how you get to up-level your skill set, your mindset, your technique, your artistry. And so if you're interested in seeing if the way that we work with singers, because it's not just technique. I mean, you understand this whole conversation was about energy. Annie is our expert technique coach in our program. I mean, I do a lot of that as well. We work with everybody together, right? We have multiple eyes and ears on the singers who come into our programs. But the point being is that technique is not optimized in a vacuum. There's understanding and awareness that has to come into this so that the technique can be optimized. And so we're going to talk all about this mind-body connection and how we coach this within the context of your technique, so that the energy that you're using is in that sweet spot, and then the sound and the impact responds to it. Because that's the thing, right? Pro Singer Career Impact Accelerator is the focus of this workshop, because you know you have talent. You know that the opportunities that you want are right there waiting for you, but the needle hasn't tipped yet. And that's what we want to help you. And I'm so tired of talented singers like struggling and suffering because you don't know these game-changing techniques. So that's what we're going to be diving in on in the workshop. So it's August 12th. I didn't even say the date. It's August 12th. It's 7 days. It's 90 minutes a day. We're going to give you technique trainings. We're going to give you mindset trainings and really help you understand how to step into this higher level of your own impact, to go from good to great, to go from just another good singer to, oh no, this is the person who I want to hire. Okay. And doing this work will help you to understand the extraordinary that you have in you that you're not tapping into. But like what Annie was just talking about, it doesn't take more work and force. It takes understanding what that sweet spot is. So August 12th, 7 days, 90 minutes a day, join us. It is free because I just want you guys to understand there is a better way to do this. So you stop suffering. Okay. So join us starting August 12th. Do not miss it. I will see you there. Hey guys, if you want to attend our next free 7-day online Pro Singer Career Accelerator Masterclass Series, which you absolutely should do, then click that square button in the left-hand corner down there to register, and I will see you inside.